Hey guys, my name is Kayla Rios, and my multimedia project is going to be about how the pandemic changed my life. This all started in March of 2020, and I remember it like it was yesterday. It still plays in my head like a movie every day. In March of 2020, I was sitting in my 4th hour class when the day took a turn for the worst. It was a great day, and then it wasn't so great anymore. An announcement came over the intercom that school would be shut down and there would be no school for at least 2 weeks, but they weren't sure how long it was actually going to be. Obviously, this wasn't just a 2-week thing. It actually ended up being till the next school year in September that we were finally allowed to go to school again. But it was all going to be classes were completely different. You had to wear masks, you had to keep your distance, you had to keep your masks on. Lunches weren't really a thing, sports. Homecoming was not a thing anymore. A lot of events were canceled, and this really ruined everything for me. It ruined high school for me, especially being in my last 2 years of high school. Now, during the pandemic, it was obviously hard because none of us could go out in public unless it was absolutely necessary, and school was completely online, which meant no seeing teachers, no seeing your friends. So all I really had was my toxic household, my parents, to talk to. So that was the hardest part for me in the beginning. It took a huge toll on my mental health, and I let my grades slip a lot because of it, unfortunately. During the time of everything shutting down, I was actually a junior, so it was extremely important for my grades to stay up so I could keep my GPA up in order to go to college. During this time, I actually questioned if I even wanted to go to college anymore. Come September of the next school year, I was a senior. Finally, we were back in school, and because of this, I was doing much better mentally. I definitely would not have gotten through that year if it was not for my teachers, friends, and family. Of course, the pandemic was still going on, so I was not allowed by my parents to go anywhere but school. I could not see my boyfriend at the time for months on end because of this reason. During this time, we got a little bit of normalcy back. We got to see our friends again, and we got to see all of our teachers and socialize how we hadn't in well over a year. Because of COVID cases slowing down and going down a little bit more, prom was allowed, graduation was allowed, so I was very thankful for that. Come November of 2021, I decided to start applying to colleges. I quickly started to receive letters back from these universities. Unfortunately, I had gotten denied to Central, Western, and U of M, and this absolutely crushed me and my confidence. I wanted to give up, but I just kept getting letters in the mail, and surprise, surprise, I got accepted to 9 of the 12 universities that I applied to. Later that year, I had finally officially decided to go to Eastern, and I've now been here for 3 years. Overall, I think it's safe to say that the pandemic has greatly changed my life in good ways and bad. The hardest part was no longer being able to see my family and friends every day, and still to this day, 3 years later, I still have to be cautious when seeing them. The thing that broke me the most was no longer being able to hug or kiss someone goodbye. The new normal was putting your hand against a glass window or door to say goodbye. My life has changed so much in even just the last year. In October of last year, I got engaged to my best friend. Then, in November of last year, me and my husband got married and decided to start trying to have a baby. In April of this year, me and my husband got the news that we were pregnant, and a few weeks after that, we had found out that we were pregnant with a baby boy. Then, in August of this year, I finally left my parents' toxic household and moved in with my husband. I was really scared at first, but ever since I took that huge leap, everything has been so much better. Last but not least, in September of this year, my husband and I had gotten the scariest news we could have received. I had gotten sick with COVID, and as a result of this, my health declined dramatically. Very, very quickly. I had 105 fever, low oxygen levels, was severely dehydrated, low white blood cell count, etc. The baby did not take this too well. The doctor said that he was not moving or breathing how he was supposed to, and that this could be fatal for the both of us. After hours upon hours upon hours of dreadful observation and tests, we were able to go home, and thankfully we were both okay. Now he is perfectly healthy, and we are expecting him to come on the 17th of this month.